Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You're back, folks, and that means we are too. Welcome to The Local Show with Tom and Steve, both from Zoey Advertising and the Zoey Advertising YouTube channel, which is going to be our nest egg, right? Because it's going to make you millions of dollars on YouTube.
You know, I don't know that we have millions of views, but we do have lots of people watch it.
Boy,
and then so many of the guests that are on in the business around, they share it on their pages,
segment, yeah.
And they can see it, and people get to know them better. And I think that's the key to really business, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Knowing you better. That I was just saying, you know, with like Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, I think a lot of people are apprehensive to talk with lawyers, and they think they're going to get charged all this money, right?
Right.
But they're so approachable,
yeah.
And we paint them in that light.
You know, and if trust is earned, which it kind of is,
yes.
You, over time, when you hear somebody, you get to connect there, and it earns a little trust because you realize, hey, these are regular people helping regular people.
And there's a little celebrity to it as well. You know, it's almost like, hey, I hear them all the time. I want to go talk with them.
Yeah, in a weird way, but you know, I've seen John hit a golf ball. It's nothing special, let me tell you. You know, I know.
But it's like when I meet Perry Noun out, or or even Sal Shuga. I go, hey, it's Sal. You know, I feel, and even though I've known him for years.
Have you ever seen Perry not wear a suit?
No.
I love him.
Very, very
for
dapper,
folks who know,
man.
Perry does the golf show at 7 a.m. on Saturdays, and he's a lovely fella.
He is. And
lovely fella.
Very good golfer. Anyway, it's our pleasure now to bring somebody new onto the show. Her name is Kim O'Brien, and she is an account executive at SpeedPro. Is it SpeedPro CNY or just
SpeedPro Imaging of CNY.
Okay, gotcha. How are you, Kim?
I'm great. How are you?
Very nice, very nice. So, Kim, give us a little bit of your background. Are you a native of Syracuse?
I sure am. I was born and raised in Syracuse.
Oh, yeah?
Went to school, went to Henniger, as we discussed a little bit earlier. I went to Canandaigua for college for a little while, and then came back to Syracuse and finished off at OCC.
What's in Canandaigua? What college is it? CUCA? Or,
it was Community College of the Finger Lakes at the time.
Gotcha, yeah.
I was a criminal justice major, and
very nice.
as I was telling you a little bit earlier, I had 4 or 5 different jobs and got burned out, and took a receptionist position with.
Did you work in criminal justice?
I didn't. I did all kinds of ride time with local police officers. And,
So is Steve, oddly enough, in the back.
Not for the same reason, though, right?
I was scared, right?
Yeah. So, like I said, I got burned out working 4 jobs, and took a receptionist position at a local print company, which is when I met Steve. And quickly went from receptionist to running some printers when people called in sick, and then eventually I was thrown out in a parking lot with half of a phone book and said, go sell something.
Right.
So here I am today.
Wow, so you've seen the print business change.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
What makes this SpeedPro, because the name to me is a little deceiving, because when I think of SpeedPro, you know, I always thought it was like you could go get copies made fast.
Right.
But that's not what you're about. Give us your 30-second elevator speech.
What do you actually do?
Yeah, what do you guys do?
We are a large format printer. We print all kinds of interior and exterior signage, whether it's large channel letters that go outdoors and are illuminated, to a small floor graphic or wall decal, wall murals, banners.
So something like that beautiful Pepsi.
Absolutely,
up on the building up at Clinton's
I've seen that. Yes,
they did that up there in Cicero.
Okay,
and now that wasn't large format. What was that? What is that?
It is large format.
Is large format.
They're channel cut letters.
Okay, because it has depth. When you say channel cut, explain that.
Right. So it's a piece of acrylic that is cut out with a laser cutter or a CNC router.
Okay.
And then we either apply it to another substrate, or we just go with a straight acrylic, or whatever the substrate happens to be. Some are illuminated, some are not. Some are backlit, some are halo lit.
So that's why it has that 3D look to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And how about these stickers that we have all over here? These huge wall murals.
Anything like that?
Yeah.
These are wall decals, wall murals, cut vinyl lettering.
And I know you did stuff for our friends over at Syracuse Hearing Solution, Dr. Anzalone.
Yes, we did.
What did you do over there?
That was acrylic cut letters as well.
Okay.
And then we did just a couple small signs that go on the doors and plaques and name plaques and stuff like that.
Now, with this whole, I don't know if you've heard, there was this COVID thing, and they're talking about it everywhere. I don't know.
Yes.
So has it slowed things down, like, brick and mortar places? Are people ordering less signs, less printing, or?
Oh, actually, this was my best sales year in my entire career. This was.
Wow. I'd love to hear that.
Unfortunately, during COVID, I was still one of the newbies at SpeedPro, so I was laid off temporarily along with a couple other people. For the big business that we do, we have a very small team of people that we work with, but each one specializes in something different, and they're all cross-trained for what each other does as well.
That is excellent to hear that,
Yes.
though, because this is not the first time I've heard that. I've heard that people were like, yeah, the national news paints it like this, but locally and regionally, it's really not. It's not the reality. Do you sell outside of the Syracuse area, or is it mainly here?
I sell wherever I can sell. Okay. Yeah, I'm the only salesperson, with the exception of my boss. He's also out there selling too. He has his accounts, and we do quite a bit of work for some brokers and other resellers. So I have to be careful as to who I can and cannot call on, but I will always go to him and ask him.
No, schools too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Cornell University, Binghamton University.
No kidding.
So what would you do at a Cornell or Binghamton? Like, what would you do for them?
As far as Cornell goes, I do all kinds of business with athletics. So we just finished the men's lacrosse building, and then they went into some construction, and some of the graphics were ruined during construction, so now we're replacing some of the graphics there. I do quite a bit of work for men's basketball, for hockey, wrestling, pretty much every sports department there. Wall murals. We do quite a bit of vehicle wraps vehicle lettering and decals, magnets. We do wall murals.
Yeah, they did the maple. That big maple trail.
Yes, I remember that.
28 foot of huge, the maple experience with all the graphics, and you go in and you can see maple and how it's made. Almost they did that.
Right.
I forgot about that. It was a year or two ago. That came out beautiful.
That was a fun project. Because the deadline on that was pretty quick, a quick turnaround, and they hadn't even had the inside installed or built yet.
Correct.
So we had to hurry up and get the wrap done so that they could take it to the next level. And I think within just 3 or 4 days. It was amazing. At the fair, yeah.
So typically, do you work with designers? Like, you don't have designers in-house. Would you work with like an agency like ours, or
absolutely
other designers?
So we do have designers on staff.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
As well. Okay.
Depending on who the customer is would determine who I personally would go to for that work. One of our installer actually handles the majority of design work for customers like Cornell University, a lot of Clinton Stitch, if it's stuff that we have to tweak or do something with that. But we do have 4 designers on staff.
Great.
We don't get into creating, we can, but we don't get into creating logos and branding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you just do the graphics to deliver the products you have to deliver.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone had a logo that they wanted to stick on their building, that's up for you.
Right.
If someone wanted signs, I know we were talking earlier about some interior signs in buildings, like directions and maps, or for the elevator, those are all things that are within your space?
Absolutely. But now, if we go back to Cornell University, they supplied us with old photos. They were black and white photos. And I sent them all over to my designer, and he was the one who came up with the concepts, whether it was the backgrounds, if it was a graphic, or just something abstract to really add on to the images that they had wanted to use for these programs.
If people want a sign for their business or for their civic organization, or they're a school, and they want it large format, they might want something on a big brick wall, or if they want something lit that's outside or anything like that, they should call you. And how do they get a hold of you?
They can contact me directly on my cell phone.
Go ahead.
What's the number?
315-256-8925.
Let's say that again for people out there.
256-8925.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And or email.
Yep. Sure.
It's kobrien@speedpro.com.
Okay, and speedpro.com is the website.
Yes.
Yes.
So they can see the information there. If they lose it all, like, who's that lady we heard? What was her name? And they can get some
SpeedPro
information
Imaging,
and a quote or whatever they need.
Our website is actually more than just a website, though. There's a blog on there. There's all kinds of ideas. There's frequently asked questions that will take you to other areas of the website where you can see what other people are doing. So you can
get some ideas.
Absolutely.
Stoke the furnace.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kim.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thanks for stopping by. And you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Absolutely. I appreciate you.
Excellent. Coming up, we're going to talk with Doug Lalone. He's the owner of the Preserve at 405 Restaurant. Next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.